viewers, and welcome to this long overdue video of ours. I'm Baroness Araignee.
And I'm Baron Araignee. This is our first video in the series concerning evocation. It is difficult for us to say which method of evocation is right and which is wrong, so we cannot actually discriminate. As long as the practitioner gets the desired result. Alright? There are many different methods of evocation, from Sumerian, African tradition, Greek, Western traditions, Chaos, Taoists, Arabic, and much more. However, the basics are still the same across all traditions. So in this video, we will discuss 4 basic rules of successful evocation.
Now, in no way is these 4 rules of ours the only ones there is to perform a successful evocation. However, these 4 are universal rules that applies to any and all different forms of evocation, no matter which culture, no matter which tradition. In our future videos, we will be discussing more in-depth rules, so to speak, and methods of evocation throughout various cultures, which we will be conducting with you step by step. Now, let us begin. The importance of will and intent evocation cannot be stressed enough. The definition of your will, per se, is the conscious and subconscious desire to achieve what you want to achieve. Intent is basically the same, give or take. Now, why is this so important in evocation? Mind you, it's not just in evocation, but in all forms of the arts, basically.
True.
Now, why it is so important is you have to do your ritual preparation, set up the area, research the being or whatever you want to call upon. You must prepare yourself first. And through this preparation, you prepare yourself as well. You get your will and intent aligned according to what you want to do. You want to evoke. Say you want to evoke
Samajis
from the Goetia. You have to have your ritual area prepared and set up, not just for the being, but for you as well, to get your will and intent aligned, as mentioned before. Now, after all of that is set up, all things are prepared, you're ready to conduct the ritual. Now, here's where the real things come into play. You must have a rock-hard will, unwavering in any world, by heaven or hell or whatever in between, that you will evoke Samajis or whoever, and you will be successful in it. This comes with, you shouldn't doubt yourself, but when you start the ritual, you shouldn't be all like, no, I hope Samajis is going to come here, or I wish Samajis is going to come here. No. You must know that Samajis will hear your call and answer you. This goes, of course, with all other beings. You must not hope or think or wish or whatever. You must know. With this, with your will being so rock hard and unmovable, now say your being is there. Say Samajis is there now. Don't grovel, because most neophytes, you do that. Once this being is there with you, you tend to grovel. Fine, granted, the being might be more powerful than you are at this point in time. However, that is no excuse to grovel. Remember, all beings, no matter if they are a god or a goddess or an elemental or what the hell ever they are, they respect power and authority above all else. So, your spoken word, your will, your intent, it must have power and authority, so that, hell, otherwise they won't take you seriously. Then to them you would just seem like another dabbler, and hopefully then they would depart. It can go a lot worse than that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you must have rock hard will and intent. Also in why you want them to come there. Why do you want Samajis or who else ever to come there to you? Do you want to divine through them? Do you want to do a working through them? Do you want to ask their advice? Or do you just want to talk to them? Whatever it may be, before you perform the ritual, you must know why you are doing this. What do you want to achieve through this? And do not dwell off from your original intent and will. Stick with what you plan to do and don't waver from it. at all times.
Okay, focus goes hand in hand with will and intent in evocation. Basically, if you do not have focus, you cannot perform the most of mundane tasks from day-to-day life. Over in high magic, ceremonial magic, especially concerning evocation, focus will basically be the cornerstone that will determine whether something will be successful or not. There's a lot of ways of obtaining focus in the occult perspective of things, such as lighting a candle, concentrating on the flame of the candle without your concentration wavering whatsoever. That's the basics in candle magic. Without focus, you cannot connect to the spirit realm or the dimension where the spirit resides, whether it be south, north, east or west. For example, most spirits of a more animated nature resides in the southern cardinal. And those are basically the most powerful spirits you get. However, they're all also unpredictable. So focus is a dire key. You need not just to focus, but you need to know the attributes and everything concerning the spirit in order to establish a link with it. This is part of the focusing process. So if you do not have this, you will surely fail.
Now for meditation. All of you has probably heard about preliminary meditations to rituals. Be it a void meditation, as simple as that, or be it something more elaborate. The single serpent kundalini, chakra balancing, whatever you can associate with, go with it. Now, why meditation is so important with evocation is it goes along with will and intent and focus. It yet again helps you to align your focus and will and intent according to evoking and what you want to achieve through evocation. Now, it is always preferred that, hell, you can ask anyone this, it's not just us, that you enter a Gnostic state of meditation to evoke. Now, a Gnostic trance is, how should we say, a more advanced version of the standard meditation. In the standard meditation, your mind is clear, you're open, and so on and so forth.
And helps you to focus on a single goal and objective without having to be distracted from anything whatsoever.
Anyway, where Gnostic evocation comes into play, especially in evocation, is, well, what he said, and also so that you can connect yourself with a being that you're going to call upon, be it whoever they may be. Now, one cannot really say what is the signs of you experiencing a Gnostic trance, because, as with everything else, for each and every practitioner, it's quite different.
It varies.
Even with the two of us, his Gnostic trance is different from mine. But at the end of the day, Gnostic trances, we suggest you actually research that. And
that's key, definitely.
It's key. And find a method to enter this Gnostic trance that will suit you. Again, we cannot say which one to use because everyone's individuals, no one's the same.
If I may add, it will also help to develop your mediumship abilities, which we both have, in order to communicate with spirits, not just communicate, but hear, see, and all of those faculties of the third eye, basically.
Yeah, it's where you disassociate yourself from this world, this physical world of earth, from your dinner, from your friends, from your family, from your pets, or your cats, and everything else. And when you are solely focusing on what you are going to do, evoke. Anything else you would add to that?
No, that's it.
Research it. If you want, you can contact us and we can suggest a couple of meditations for you if either you don't have a specific one or you want to experiment with new ones.
Free of charge. Free of charge.
Just contact us and we can advise you, give you a couple of good ones that has actually proven to work with many different types of people. Anyway, now on to the next one.
Okay, the importance of preparation in evocation. Okay, this is where many practitioners make a mistake. They simply choose a seal from, let's just say, the Goetia and or the black palette, it doesn't matter. Then they simply decide at that moment in time to work with it. A while back we wrote a piece on certain forums concerning building a relationship with entities. Now this is part of a preparation to evocation. You simply cannot evoke a being and expect to manifest and grant you all your desires and etc. and so forth.
Once off.
Once off. It's not going to happen. Simply, this is not Hollywood. This is real life. It's realistic, and we're better to speak about these things than us, because we've done multitudes of myriads of evocations, and we've learned through practical experience in what to do and what not to do. So in order to basically perform a successful evocation, you have to prepare at least 7 days in advance. Not just building a relationship with the spirit, but to obtain all the implements used in the operation of high magic, such as the correct incense, if you prefer using tools, the correct tools, etc. and so forth. You also have to research the planets, the moon phases, auspicious and inauspicious days according to what you favor and believe in. And then you have to work out your ritual and your rite to make it successful. If you do not do any of these things, you will surely fail. You will not have a success. And if you do perchance evoke a spirit, that spirit will not be very, very, very compliant or very benevolent towards you. It will turn out to be more malevolent because of your ignorance and your stupidity in the matter.
And you're not being prepared.
Yeah, basically. So preparation is very much key in the practice of evocation, as all these points we've mentioned is part of preparation to evocation. Now, in other words, you have to get your shit together and do it properly.
Actually, all of these points that we mentioned thus far is relating to each other anyway.
Yeah, and that's what they have in common. It doesn't matter what school of magic you're in, whether it's voodoo, whether it's Santeria, Palo, or Western evocation. All of these things matter at the end of the day. You have to consider all of these things, strongly consider it and master it in order to have a successful evocation and work with these mighty beings successfully.
Now, just to get this one thing out of the way. If you're a neophyte, say you just entered the world of the occult, you think that, no, you're going to call upon this being, and you're going to see it physically in front of you, like, say, how we would see each other here. No. We cannot, every time, well, not every time, most of the times when a neophyte, a complete neophyte, comes into contact with us concerning things like this, they solemnly believe that they're going to see this glorious being rise up right in front of them physically, and if that doesn't happen, they think they failed. They haven't failed. I'll have my consort explain this one.
Okay, let me go back in time a bit. I was initiated into black witchcraft when I was very young. I was basically a child, and my teacher Morgana, who passed on quite a while back, taught me the basics of black witchcraft, and everything she taught me came to be true. And later on, I chose my own path when she passed away, and then I learned a lot more in evocation, especially in evocation. Then when I met my wife, I initiated her into black witchcraft, and I taught her what I knew. So let me put it this way. In many traditions, in Western traditions, you see grimoires which speaks of two people present during evocation. One would be the sorcerer, or what the magician, what you call it, Ndoki, would be the Ndoki, the leader of the rite. and the secondary person would usually assist Ndoki, the magician or the sorcerer, to perform the magic. Now, that person was there basically to assist the sorcerer in their workings, to hand them the incense or whatever tool the sorcerer might need. However, sometimes the spirit manifests, and now that circle is not going to protect you against the spirit. That's just how it is, and it will actually possess the assistant, all right, because that's a least of experienced practitioner amongst the two. And then you might get a physical manifestation of the spirit through possession or channeling, and that's the only way a spirit can physically manifest. A spirit can never physically manifest because it's not of this world, and it's not made of physical matter, biological matter.
It doesn't have a vessel.
So it doesn't have a vessel, so it needs a vessel in order to physically manifest. Now, as my wife just said, a spirit cannot physically manifest because it's not of this world. Alright? It's a different dimension, a different realm. Okay? It takes a lot of energy to draw the spirit to this place in order for it to visibly manifest. Now, visibly manifesting means it can appear through a cloud of smoke. Incense, perhaps, or through it can draw, scrying. It can draw its energy from the blood that you've offered it. So sacrifice is actually a very important part. Animal sacrifice, by the way, it's a very important part in this. So the spirit has a medium to draw from in order to manifest. If it does not have this, you will not be able to see it unless you have mediumship abilities, and that is a fact. Doesn't matter how you look at it, you're either born with a gift or you're not. Alright? So if you do not have the gift, you need to have something from which the spirit can manifest from. We suggest blood, but it's in our culture and tradition, so we don't, we're not squeamish about things like that. Animal blood, by the way. I repeat myself. Or something which a spirit can associate with like the sulfur of something like incense burning. Okay? Correct?
Yep.
But the incense must be according to its nature. It mustn't be offensive or clash to its nature. It must be complementary, basically, to its nature, and then it will manifest. So there we go.
Again, visibly manifest.
Visibly, not physically, because that's, yeah.
Also, if you have the ability, mediumship abilities or psychic abilities or whatever abilities, again, sometimes you don't always visibly see a being. You might say if you work with someone else, say you have an assistant, and you're performing the evocation, they're just standing by.
Yeah.
You might be able to see the being, be it, here in front of you, or be it in your mind's eye. Both of them count. Say the assistant or others present might not be able to see the being as well as you do. Always keep that in mind. Please, please, please never think that a being can just poof, physically manifest in front of you like you would look at yourself in a mirror. No. Forget about it. It's not going to happen. So if you just want to pursue evocation just to see some demon or whatever manifest in front of you, you have no place in the occult. Go pursue something else.
Yeah, and you get a bunch of YouTube idiots who post videos on trying to evoke spirits visibly, and then you know what, nothing happens, but after a while the life is turned upside down and they wonder why. So yeah, don't become a statistic in this matter.
Nope.
Just rather go to someone who know it, and on basically our forum, which we created, the Arcane Lodge, you can find actually adept practitioners who can assist you. If you do not want to approach us, there's many others out there, but just be very careful when you approach people concerning forces and helps on matters like this. Be very, very careful.
Now, we would say that concludes our video for now. Pardon the noise, it's our new children playing around.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you all for watching, and we will make another video, hopefully sooner than this one came about. Is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah, stay away from Solomonic, anything like that, grimoires, whatsoever, especially the constraints in there, because you'll more than likely get your ass kicked. You don't want that, alright? Especially for your neophytes out there. Don't believe everything you read.
No, do your research first.
Oh yeah, and we'll get our kittens now so you can see them in person. So just give us a moment. Okay, this is Gingy, the smallest one.
And this is Nikita, the slightly larger one.
Yeah. Hello. And your children, by the way.
Children. Now, do feel free to come into contact with us as always via Facebook, our website, our blog, or comment here and share your opinions and ideas about this video and videos to come. Also, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact us. Our email address is on this. Please do not feel strange about coming into contact with us. The answers might be a little bit delayed, but we will answer you. Remember that.
Yeah, and remember on our next video we will go more in depth about evocation. We will even show you an evocation rite, whereas the beings has agreed to the rite, because we don't do things as such if they do not agree. So yeah.
Also, do take a look at our 2 books that's available. Liber Infernos Invernar, the Book of Hell's Winter, our older release, and our newest release, The Stars Are Not Right, a short book concerning why workings sometimes seem to fail. More details about that is available on our website, or contact us again. And always remember,
as within,
so without,
as above,
so below.
Namaste.
Namaste.